Everyone knows the Moiras, right? Those witches of fate from Greek mythology. Or the Norns, which are the same thing, but from Norse mythology. In Yoruba mythology, it could not be different. We also have some witches called Yami or Oxorongá. The Yami or Oxorongá are our first mothers. They are the primordial roots of the human species. They are our old witch mothers, our ancestral mothers. The Yami are the origin of everything, of good and evil. They are life and death at the same time. They are witches. They are the feared Ajes. The ruthless Oxorongá witches have already experienced everything. Practically everything that has to be lived. They know the ways of manipulating life, for good and for evil, both in the beginning and in the end. You escape unscathed from the hatred of these witches. Their spell, besides being great, is terrible. As destructive as it is constructive, and positive is the Axe, which is the powerful and beneficial force of the Orishas. This is the only weapon that men can use to escape from the witches. One day the Yami came to Earth and went to live in the trees. The first house they made was in a robo. If the Yami is in this tree and she thinks of someone, that person will have a lot of happiness in life, will be fair, and will live a long time on Earth. But Oxorongá has a second house, which is called Eradicuna of the Sand. If I'm not mistaken, that's how it's said. And if Yami is in this house and she thinks of someone, everything that person has will be destroyed. The Yami made a third house. This time it was in the branches of the baobab. If they are in these branches and they think of someone, everything that person likes will be granted. They made a fourth stop at the foot of the Iroko, the white fig tree. If they are at the foot of the Iroko and think of someone, that person will suffer accidents and will not be able to escape. They had a fifth residence in the branches of the Apaka tree. If they are at the foot of the Apaka and think of someone, that person will be quickly killed. The Yami made a sixth residence, this time in the Kajazera tree. If they are there and think of someone, everything she wants she can do, bringing happiness or unhappiness. They made a seventh dwelling in the fig tree. If they are in the fig tree and someone asks them for forgiveness, that forgiveness will be granted. But if the witches are in the top of the Kajazera tree, whatever they want to do, they will do. Because that's where the power of the Oxorongá comes from. There is their main house, the home of their great power. They can even, when they are there in the Kajazera, go to the beyond and come back quickly. Because that's where the powers of Yami come from. And it's not just anyone who can stay on top of the Kajazera. They came to Earth. They were 201, and each one had her bird. They were the bird women, the owners of Ia. They were the women Laa, the owners of Ei. When they arrived, they went straight to the city of Ota, and the Babalaos asked that a gourd be prepared for each one. They chose their priestess, and this priestess gave each one of them a gourd to keep their birds. So each Yami went home with her bird kept, and there each one secretly kept her gourd, until the moment they could release their birds for a mission. When the Yami opens her hiding place, her bird leaves and goes on its mission. Whatever corner of the world it goes. If it's for him to kill, he kills. If it's to bring someone's guts, he surrounds the person and grabs. If it's to prevent someone's pregnancy, he prevents it. He does whatever he is ordered to do and returns to his gourd. So Yami returns her bird to the secret place. However, if the person has any enchantment against the witch, they should say the following: that she who sent you to get me, do not get me. In this way, no matter how much the bird tries, it will never be able to get you. The owner of the bird will have to ask for help from the other Yami. She will go to the assembly and talk about her problem. And the other witches, as they can't work alone, will probably help her. So the Yami will take some of the blood of the person she wants to harm. All the other Yami will put it in their mouths and drink. Then they separate and wait for the victim to sleep. The bird then is able to carry a whip, pick up a club, and become a soul from the other world. And it can even resemble an Orisha. And all this to instill fear in the person to whom it was sent. Such are the Yami Oxorongá. And that's his story. One day, Urumila wanted to go to Ota to discover the secret of the Yami. He sought the Babalaos and consulted the Ifa. They even said that Urumila could go, but he would have to make an offering first. So Urumila took a piece of white cloth to offer, a snake's head, and a white pigeon. He added 4 white obs and 4 red obs, oil, white ephah powder, red osum powder, and a gourd. Urumila gave all this to the Babalaos and was happy, because finally he could go to the city of Yami. When Urumila arrived at the Ota market, the witches rejoiced. The food has arrived, they said, because they intended to kill and eat Urumila. But Exu, who does good and evil and transforms quickly, went personally to warn Yami. Urumila had a bird more powerful than all of theirs. In this way, the witches took their birds and submitted them to Urumila. But they didn't want to give up without a fight, so they started to cast an evil eye on Urumila. They wanted to kill him because they knew he would end up discovering their secret. So again, Urumila consulted Ifa and made offerings. He prepared a tripe, took a chicken with ruffled feathers, and also aikos and cowries. Urumila's Babalaos went to consult Ifa. Then they called the Yami and gave all that to them to eat. And they could no longer see Urumila, let alone catch him. He managed to deceive them. As they were Ajis, that is, witches, the Yami could not eat tripe. As the gut is something bad for them, it is their taboo. And just as the ruffled chicken can't fly to the roof of the house, the Yami couldn't kill it. And that's how Urumila ended up deceiving the Yami that day and discovering almost all of their secrets. Well guys, that was the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. African mythology, or to be more specific, Yoruba mythology, is a type of video that I really like to bring here because it's a very cool culture and very little talked about. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like and a dislike, rating the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll leave in the comments some topic for a next video. Okay, thanks, bye, and we're in this together.